to the plus 50. So, and they were sitting right on the edge there. So we wanted to put an 8-box return out there so we had the eligibles covered, but I also didn't want them sitting back there and being able to throw the ball. So the majority of their fakes as we went through the week were all passes. Usually, typically, they're runs. So we were sitting there saying, well, let's take Pat and put him on the snapper. And in every return, if you noticed, Pat was forcing up the middle. So, long story short, we went into a 8-box return. We had their slots covered. They were both tight ends. And we knew we had to put some coverage people in there. We had Ryan Smith covering the PP inside. So we said, Pat, you're going to be one-on-one. And sure enough, man, he ripped straight up the field and then it got the block. I was so happy for him. I would have loved for one of our guys off the edge to scoop and score, but you get greedy. You know what I'm saying? But it was a nice play, well executed by him. Great energy and really got the guys going.
Yeah, really set the tone. And we've seen in this league, I thought they kind of tried to do away with this guys jumping over the long snapper, right?
Yeah.
So what's supposed to happen when they attempt that?
Well, if you're on the line of scrimmage and it's legal, obviously. So what's supposed to happen, to answer your question, is we typically ID the guys who do it because there's probably 3-4 guys per team that are going to do it. So you're looking for that guy, and they disguised it with 43 down in a 3-point stance, but he's still legal, because he's on the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. So, and then what ended up happening is they came off and they pushed our guys down, which is legal. So the what's supposed to happen is as the guys, first thing before the snap, all right, we're going to talk about, hey, we leap alert. And then what you have to do, you can't really put a lot of the onus on the snapper doing anything. You try to tell him to bring his head back up, but you better make sure you get the snap squared away. But what we got to do is get an arm up and try to disrupt that guy's leg and just try to get him off balance. And then if he, by the time he lands, if he's off balance, he's not going to get up to block it again. So they timed it up well, and they got us on that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Okay, next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. You guys have had a new kicker, Ryan Suckup, for about a month now. Just want to know what you like about him, what you've seen out of him.
I like his poise. He's a pro, very confident, and he's consistent.
Good qualities.
Yes.
And regarding your other kicker, Greg Joseph, you guys seem to value him quite a bit because you've chosen to protect him each week. Just wanted to know what stands out when you're watching him. What makes him so special to you guys?
Well, I tell you what now, and I know it's just practice, but he hadn't missed a field goal. And he gets great height on the ball. His timing is on. He's quick. So when you're quick and you get the ball up and you're accurate, I mean, he's got it. I like everything about him. I like his attitude. I like his approach to the game. He does a really good job with our show teams during the week, more than willing to participate. He's done a really nice job.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Greg Allman.
Hey, Keith, I know that first week wasn't what you wanted from a special team standpoint in terms of punt and punt coverage, but the last 2 weeks have seemed like a much better, really advantageous situation for you in terms of field position, pinning guys deep. I think Pinion's had 5 punts inside the 20 the last 2 weeks. What's been different, and who's kind of led that charge?
Well, I think Bradley does a great job, obviously. He did a really nice job yesterday of hanging the ball and placing the ball outside the numbers and giving Ryan Smith and giving Dean and even Mickens a chance to get down there and force fair catches and single press. And when you're punting from that plus 50 area, you've got those gunners out there in single press, and they end up doing a good job. I think what's happened is just the work over the last 2 weeks with the guys, and just the guys have really been grinding on it. we've made it a point of emphasis. Obviously, after the first game, we obviously knew we were going against New Orleans in the first game and emphasized it at that time. But, the biggest thing we've had to do is if we're going to be good in coverage, we've got to be good in protection. So just emphasizing little things and getting down to the details and being able to set practice up for each guy. You've got probably 8-9 plays, but if we can design it to where we can emphasize something in every play for even 3 or 4 guys, it's really started to help, and the guys are starting to pull together. The timing together, the maturity, the younger guys are starting to mature a little bit. And I think everybody's starting to understand their role and how important it is.
Keith, you guys had Barner up on the active roster on Sunday, kind of almost as a second returner, if you will. What did he add, and how much do you think he helped?
I tell you what, I think I thought they were going to kick the ball and play, and then I think they recognized that Kenyon was back there, and they put it out of the end zone, so he had an immediate impact on it, on the game yesterday. I really like him. He's aggressive. He's not going to fair catch very often, but he is aggressive, and he will get the ball vertical. He's got great vision on the run. He's a guy that has that natural feel on kickoff return. He sets his blocks up well, and he doesn't need a whole lot of blocking, which is what you're looking for in your kickoff return. And obviously he does both as a punt returner as well. But he brings value to the unit. He's a good returner, very professional also.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next is Ed Encina.
Hi, Keith. Just wondering, what do you think of so far of Jaden Mickens as a return man? I know he hasn't had that many actual returns, but he had a good one last week in Denver that set you guys up with some good field position. Obviously, he has that experience. I mean, what do you see? What do you think of what you've seen so far, man?
Oh, I like him. He's got the natural quickness that you're looking for. He can make you miss. I mean, he made 2 guys miss in a very tight space yesterday. He manages the game well. He's got enough speed to get it up the field. I like what he did yesterday. He had 13-yard return. He made 2 people miss. The punt return, the kickoff return after a safety, that was probably, beside the block, obviously, that was probably my favorite play on Sunday. I mean, we blocked that thing up clean for the most part up front, and then he hit it, and then Kenyon Barner came through and picked the safety. We almost got him on the kicker. It was a really nice play. Guys had worked on it. It's part of our Friday script. And we're trying to get so much in on Fridays, when you guys are here at practice, then where you can see us out there just trying to hurry from each situation. And the guys managed that situation for the most part when we come up with a penalty on the thing. But he does a really good job. I got nothing to say but good things about Jaden. He's done a really nice job. He works at it. It's important to him. And yesterday he jumped in there and got 2 gunner reps and forced a fair catch.
And then just what you mentioned Ryan Smith, and I know some of these guys on special teams, maybe they don't get noticed quite as much, but how important is he to everything you do on coverage and everything like that?
I tell you what, I don't know if people see it, but in games, but the past couple of weeks he's gotten vice and a third party. So he gets triple teamed. So a lot of guys are free when he's not around the ball. There's a couple other guys that are free. So he does, he requires a lot of attention. He does a really nice job. Loves it. Brings energy to the group. Obviously, is a very good special teams player.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have time for today. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.